All right, HCM is human capital management. Not as sexy as Wolfram and Sam Altman, but hopefully we'll get through some of that. I'm Gautam Sukumar. I'm here today to talk about the application of AI in HCM. So how do we apply artificial intelligence to help people make better decisions about their careers? Right? Before I start, how many of you woke up this morning pumped to hear me talk about a 75-year-old HCM company? That's great. One, maybe two, three, four. Oh, yeah. All right, but for the rest of you, hopefully by the end of it, you'll be more informed and more aware of what we're doing and hopefully excited about some of the things that you've heard today, and you can come help us out. All right, let's get into it. ADP is the largest provider of HR, payroll, benefits, insurance, anything to do with HCM globally, right? We pay 1 in 6 people in the US. In fact, I think it's very hard to find somebody who hasn't been paid by ADP through their careers. We've been around 75 years. We pay 1 in 3 people's taxes. Last year, we moved $3 trillion, that's trillion with a T, dollars in people's money. So we deposited $3 trillion worth of pay into people's accounts. That's more than 10% of GDP, right? So we pay 40 million people globally for more than 1 million clients in 140 countries. Okay, that's a lot of data that I'm throwing at you. But I'm not doing this just to beat my chest here. There's a method to the madness, okay? But before I get to the method, a little bit more chest beating. So data is literally our middle name. So it's automatic data processing. And we have a lot of data. We have a lot of good, reliable, highly granular data that we're putting to great use now by applying AI and ML models on top of it. Right? So last year, for example, we processed close to 60 million resumes that people applied for jobs through ADP, more than 39 million job postings. We built a skills graph that has now codified and standardized more than 7,100 job types. So if you're applying for a job, chances are that's in our database and we know what the skills are to make you successful in that job. And what we're doing now is we're applying artificial intelligence models on top of this data to do great research and provide insights in the flow of work, both at the macro level and at the personalized, practitioner, employee, manager level, right? So at the macro level, we have something known as the National Employment Report, which I'll talk about. We also have the ADP Research Institute that does a lot of research on the macroeconomic conditions, but also on the future of work. Like, how do people work? What makes people tick? What drives engagement? How do you get the best out of people that work for you? So all this research is available at adpri.com. You should go check it out. It's really, really valuable. On the personalized level, we can give you data at the client level, industry level, and even at the employee level to help individuals make better career decisions. And I'll talk about a few examples as we go through it. Let's talk about at the macro level. So we produce what is called as the National Employment Report. So this report comes out monthly, and we produce it 2 days before the BLS reports their labor report to the street. So this report, unlike the BLS survey, is based on actual empirical data extrapolated with AI models. Sorry, MIT, but we work with Stanford on this one. But this report is actually really, really great because it's very granular and very, very reliable. We can report employment changes at the region level, so you can see all the major regions. We can do it at the employment size, employer size, right? So if you're a company, small company, we can check what the changes in employment are. If you're a large company, we can check what the changes in employment are. And we could do it by the industry level. So we can say which industries are growing, which industries are declining. Really powerful data that can actually move markets. So we report it on a Wednesday, and the markets react to some of this data. And you can find that, again, at adpemploymentreport.com. Right? So what we've done with this data is we've packaged it up now, and we've created something called as real income. And real income is really cool. So what real income does is basically gives people insight into demographics at a zip code level. So before coming here, I asked my team to give me some information on Cambridge. So here are some facts. The average person in Cambridge earns 36% more than somebody nationally. Tenure in the Cambridge area is 30% more, retention is 30% more in the Cambridge area than it is nationally. And do you know what the hottest job is in Cambridge right now, based on our data? Cabin crew. So if somebody is looking for a career change, Cabin crews, go apply at an airline. Another interesting fact, a little known fact, is the Federal Reserve actually depends on ADP data for policy decisions. Back in 2008, 2009, and more recently in 2020, we worked very closely with the Federal Reserve to give them real-time employment information across the country and split across regions and geographies and MSAs and things like that. So they depend very heavily on our data for some of their policy decisions. Now let's get to the personalized level. We call this AI in the flow of work. One of our key objectives is to eliminate the need for people to go looking for insights. You don't have to produce reports, you don't have to do analysis. We want to surface those. We want to nudge you with the right decisions, with the right prescriptive actions, right in the flow of work. So I'll give you a few examples of how that works. Let's say you're a plant manager, is going to Nashville to visit her plant. She lands in the airport, turns on her phone, there's a ping. And the ping says, hey, looks like turnover is very high in this plant. She's intrigued. She clicks on the link, and it turns out voluntary turnover is extremely high. And she's like, wait, what's going on? And she clicks again, and she finds out that overtime is through the roof in that plant. So people are getting burned out. So even before she sets foot into the plant, she has information that can help her make that trip super productive. Let's take another example. So you're a manager, and you have a team of, let's say, 50, 60 people, and they log into the dashboard, and you see that for top performers, your retention is only 89%. That's really low. You want your top performers to be retained at 90, 97, 98%. And you're wondering what's going on. So you click, and then you see that for one of the team members, Allison, the compensation that Allison is getting is $69,000 versus $85,000, which is the average or the benchmark for that company, for that job in that region. So we're able to help that manager make a real-time, quick decision without having to go look for it. The manager didn't even know that Allison was at risk of leaving, but now we've potentially saved the manager the loss of Allison. So we're also doing some of this work and applying it to things like DEI and pay equity. So you can imagine we have dashboards that show a company how equitable they are, how much they're paying men, how much are they paying women, how much they're paying black people versus white people versus Hispanic people, et cetera. And we're using all of this to drive better decisions in a company. And we also have what we're calling an AI governance and ethics board that oversees some of the models that we're building and ensures that the biases that are inherent in all of us don't show up and perpetuate in the models that we're building. One final example, which I think is really, really cool, is skills and job matching. So what we're doing, as I said earlier, we have taken 60 million resumes, 39 million job postings, we've cataloged it, analyzed it, and we've built a skills matrix that can now assess 7,100 different job types. So when a company posts a job, let's say for a Java programmer, we're able to quickly assess how likely somebody is to be good at that job, right? So a recruiter would just log into this dashboard, and they see 3 different categories: skills, education, and experience, and what the matches. So the recruiter is spending less time reviewing resume upon resume, and they're spending more time talking to good candidates and figuring out who the best fit for the job is. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully, as you listen to this, you get a sense for what this stodgy old 75-year-old company is doing in the world of AI, and you're walking out of here a little bit more excited about the world of HCM. Thank you for your time.